Alright, y'all. We are going to. It is Beltane Eve. It's about to be Beltane. And this is also a time when the veil is very thin, a time of renewal, a very powerful time for the divine feminine and for the divine masculine to partner. It is a time for conception to occur for those who wish for children, who are trying to conceive, to be abundant in their prosperity, and be blessed in such ways to have their own womb begin. A time when love will unite combined, and when the bonfires alight to bring warmth and goodness through the night. And the first card to fall out, for those who it resonates, it's the distance, but it doesn't change my feelings. This card is you bring purpose and encourage me. Never realized how important you were until now. It brings me pride to see how you've grown. Don't overthink and worry. Nobody's like you. Sturdiness and trust in quiet reflection serve best. And finally, card 7. I would go far and wide for true love. Okay, so that's what the messages brought us. Now let's reading and draw. On this, I'm going to use my geometric tarot deck for this one. It's one that has the mandala on it, like this. I'm going to shuffle the cards once, and then I'm going to split the card into 3 piles, and I'm going to do a 7-card draw. I also have a clarifying deck that we will do 4-card pull from to clarify. Our first card is the 8 of Swords inverted. The 8 of Swords. Second card is the 2 of Pentacles inverted. Third card is the Knight of Cups upright. Fourth card is the 8 of Pentacles upright. Fifth card is the 10 of Swords inverted. The 6th card is the 4 of Swords inverted. And finally, the 7th card is the Hierophant. The Hierophant upright. That is clarified on the bottom of the deck by the 4 of Pentacles upright. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull the next deck, which is the Druid Tarot card deck. I'm going to shuffle this once and also split it into threes. And then I told you guys that I would pull 4 cards. So our first card is the Nine of Swords upright. The Nine of Cups upright. The Nine of Wands upright. And the Lady, which is basically the Empress, upright. At the bottom of the deck, it is clarified by the Eight of Cups upright. Okay. So you can see. So here's our layout of what we have. And let's do the interpretation of this reading. So this is a very specific card reading altogether for Beltane. And for the people that it's for, which particularly applies to Aquarius, Gemini, Pisces, Taurus, Capricorn. That's what I'm feeling, and you can even see I'm getting chill bumps. Very strong energy for those particular zodiacs. This is an incredibly powerful spread, like I said. So, the shift from the message cards into the tarot suggests a journey from internal realization to a major external, like, decision point, okay? The interpretation of this energy is basically an emotional foundation is happening. These 7 messages paint a picture of deepening maturity and realization, epiphany, if you will. There is a clear acknowledgement that the physical and emotional distance between this divine feminine and this divine masculine has not weakened their bond. Instead, it has provided quiet reflection so that they could go through the necessary time to realize the divine feminine's importance in their life. The overarching theme is that this is validation. This is validation right here. The divine masculine is seeing the divine feminine's growth and finds a sense of purpose in the connection with her, concluding with a far and wide commitment that sets a high stake tone for the rest of the cards that followed. So that's what we're getting here. In addition to that, the sequence shows a massive movement from being stuck to finding a structured path forward. So there's been a breaking of a cycle that's occurred, a release of mental blocks, and that's particularly potent with the Eight of Swords inverted and the Ten of Swords inverted with that. That's just incredible, honestly. It signals the end of a period of feeling trapped, victimized, and overburdened. So whatever nightmare the divine masculine and the divine feminine have gone through in their life, that's over. That's done. That phase is completed. So the restoration of balance is happening, and the Two of Pentacles inverted suggests that the juggling act is finally coming to a stop. One of them feels like the divine masculine is to stop trying to balance too many things and finally pick a direction, and he's going to stick with it. And there's going to be an emotional offering made here. With the Knight of Cups, there's a physical arrival and possibly a direct message indicating romance. This is coming in with really strong romantic Prince Charming energy, kind of like someone is coming forward with their heart on their sleeve with a love confession for the divine feminine that is going to be everything she's ever wanted and more. And the outcome here with the Hierophant is tradition and commitment. So that being clarified by the Four of Pentacles holding on tight suggests a desire for a very solid and perhaps even a tradition, possibly a marriage, a very, very strong partnership and bond. I'm feeling like declarations of love, proposals, and propositions kind of energy. Uh, this is a person that wants desires they very strong traditional family, and it's not a fly by net connect. It's not just like random. It's not, insta love, super heated. This is a slow connection that's been building towards something that's meant to last. And though the Four of Pentacles warns us not to let sturdiness turn into possessiveness, it shows that there's stability with the foundation here. So with the second deck, that's the nines in the transition. It's honestly pretty rare and significant to see 3 nines in a row. In tarot especially, nines represent the stage just before completion. So that indicates like the mental burden. The Nine of Swords shows that there has been a lot of anxiety or sleepless nights regarding this particular situation. But it also shows that there's a wish been granted. However, that is immediately met by the Nine of Cups, which is the wish card. And that suggests that despite the worry, the emotional outcome is exactly what the Divine Feminine has been hoping for. It is exactly what she is looking for. So that brings to the final stand with the Nine of Wands, and that shows a bit of defensiveness and exhaustion, because both the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine involved here have been through the ringer. Like, there's almost a feeling of like they're holding the line until the very end because of how much they've already been through. And then that brings me to the lady. This is a really good one. This is the Empress energy, everyone. So with the Empress energy, I can't really get her on there that well. With the Empress energy, that represents fertility and abundance, the mother queen archetype, and it perfectly aligns with Beltane. That's why I put her up here, because it's about creation and the power of the feminine, which is important. So then we have the clarifier being that Eight of Cups right there, that Eight of Cups beside her. And that's the ultimate clarifier because it's the most pivotal card in the spread. It represents walking away from what no longer serves you to find something higher. And so the full meaning with coming into the highest self here is that the reading suggests that for the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine to reach the Hierophant level of commitment and the Nine of Cups happiness that they desire, there is a necessary departure that must occur. They are both being called to leave behind their past old anxieties from the Nine of Swords and the stuck patterns of the Eight of Swords of the past. These messages say, I would go far and wide, and the Eight of Cups is the action of actually doing it. It's a transition from a chaotic juggling connection into a stable, purposeful, and highly abundant partnership. And the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine are on the threshold of a new chapter where all of their old burdens are finally dropped so that they can step forward into their golden years of joy and happiness with nothing but abundance, prosperity, and love. That is an absolutely beautiful reading for Beltane, and I'm going to leave it on that.